Go 300 DPI scans, Andrew.
Yep. So I've got my original. First thing I want to let you know is that all of our Quattro and HD Ultra and all of our Contex solutions are driven by our Nextimage software, or can be driven by our Nextimage software. It is PC-based software we're going to demonstrate here today, and of course we also have the remote that goes along with it. And the remote essentially just has the main features that you'll see in Nextimage. It means you don't have to reach for a mouse or a keyboard to make changes for brightness and any other adjustments you need to make. But I'm just going to feed this original in. It's face up. I'm going to press my scan button here. My first scan. You see, very, very fast scan. Doggone it, I got to get my original out. I'll put my next scan in. And I've got it in batch mode. So Nextimage Repro will allow us to do batch scanning like this and just keep feeding our originals in, and it'll automatically number. Now this has the most buffer in memory in the scanner, so that if I, for instance, were to take a very large scan, okay, and if I was even to scan at even high resolution, the memory inside the scanner will make it so that it continuously scans through, and the USB 3 high-speed interface will get it to the PC as fast as all that. Very fast. But there are times when you want it to go slower. When you have maybe a delicate original or something thin, there are buttons here for changing the speed to something slower. If I feed my original in, nice and delicate, this is what we call our soft handling. And it's not a function we have to reach for in the software. We can move directly from the front panel to get that scanned in. Does a great job. This IQ Quattro 1200 DPI production CIS scanner. You're going to love it.
Okay, moving right along. We're going to show you next the IQ Flex. This is a little bit different product line in the Contex lineup. As you can see, this is a flatbed scanner, and it is once again CIS imaging technology like the IQ Quattro is. This is for scanning things like books, textiles, irregular shaped items, thick items. In this, obviously the contact array imaging sensors move underneath the document versus the document moving through the scanner like the other scanners do. As I mentioned, CIS, it comes with an onboard controller, all right, so it doesn't need a PC. However, there are some benefits to operating this with an additional PC. It'll also scan directly to USB, so it's a real functional scanner. The top of it comes off too. I won't do it now, but this actually lifts straight up and off the scanner, so if you're doing thicker items or irregularly shaped items, that cover can come right off. And then Andrew is going to show, like he has done in the past, show you some of the scanned images now. Mr. Brockhouse?
Let me grab myself an original. So this is a bit of wall covering. It's got a texture to the material itself. And I'm going to put the scan face down. And I'll push this down and show you some of the interface. So it's very much like any other copier, so you have places to put your sticky notes and your paper clips, etc. It's a USB stick here that allows you to scan directly to USB. We can also scan using this menu here. It's a nice touch-driven menu. I can scan to PC. I can scan to email directly. I can make a copy. I also have functions for Dropbox. But right now I'm just going to scan to USB. Okay, I've got different options for document full color and my resolution, and another function called validate. I'm going to say yes here, PDF, and I'll run the scan. Also connected to the back, you've got Ethernet as well as wireless. We've also got a wireless connection, so you can connect in a number of different ways: USB, wireless, or Ethernet. Now, if we go back to the overhead, we can see on this display it's a little blown out so you can't see on the camera, but I can actually view the scan that I've got, and I can actually mark it up or crop it. I've got a number of different functions right here before I click save. And it's on the USB stick. Okay. Now, again, I have the ability to do these textures materials. I've got full color graphics or other fabric type materials. There's a special mode for scanning books. Let me set these aside. If I take and place my original down here where it shows me a book angle, this plate moves up and down, and I can then allow it to not break a spine. And if I scan and select the mode as book, it'll do multiple steps to make multiple files left and right side for my for my book scan. Okay. I also have the capability of doing an oversized with a stitch. So if I have this nice 24 by 36 inch sheet and I only have 18 by 24 inch scan capability, I can say I need to scan some size instead of auto size. I say, no, I've got a 24 by 36. And it will then prompt me to go ahead and go into a scan mode, which will allow me to scan oversized drawings in multiple steps. Okay. Lastly, and again, so it'll go through in multiple steps, and it has a wizard here to show me which way to put the original in. I'm going to take and actually now just take another original. Okay. One of the best things that you can do, I think I had my newspaper here a minute ago. Okay. Allows you to do these more delicate originals, and I can scan to the network. So if we show the PC over here, I can go back and I will select scan to network this time. And it is, there we are, to a network PC. It asks me what user I want to be, and it will put it in a specific folder on my PC once it scans. So using the network, okay, with a special piece of software called Contex Link and a PIN number, it'll put it in a specific folder. Or I can use Nextimage just as we did before. I just choose a different scanner if I've got multiple scans, and I can then scan to from the IQ Flex to the Nextimage software. Okay. Very versatile system, allows you to use it with the PC or without, flatbed scanning, up to 24 by 36 and multiple steps, book scanning, and separated sheets. Another excellent product from Contex.
We're now ready to show you the flagship of the product line, the Contex HD Ultra X. And we've got it connected to the Zero Turn Scanning Productivity Center. So the scanner itself is a camera scanner. It's color, of course. It's a high production scanner. This particular unit is a 4290, meaning it's 42 inch. It also comes in a 36 inch mode and a 60 inch model. Mentioned it's a camera scanner. They're 4-channel cameras, so that you do RGB and a separate channel for black, for productivity and for quality. It's a 48-bit scanner that returns 24-bit. We're operating it with Nextimage remote, or Nextimage remote can be connected to the tablet here. Has a groove in the top of the OTAC, just like the Contex Quattro does. We're running it with the National Azon Intel NUC PC over here, which we've sold quite a few of. If you're going to do a high production scanner, you want a high production PC. That's a solid state hard drive i7 processor, and would you say Thunderbolt?
Thunderbolt for USB 3.
USB 3.0. The scanner has a very high speed data connection, so when you're sending data to the PC, it moves that stuff through the pipeline as fast as possible. All right, and I mentioned we have it connected to our zero-turn scanning productivity center. So, takes up less than 25 square feet of space, comes with a keyboard and monitor. They can be mounted left or right, and they're very easily moved. So if you've got in a production environment multiple operators who need to move it to accommodate height and things like that, can be done very easily. On the top shelf here is where all of your originals go. And on the back shelf, which we have a separate camera we'll show you, is where the scanned originals collect. It's a highly productive center. I can save you like 300% of time. So it pays for itself in no time flat, again, in a production environment. It's also on wheels, so you can move it around your shop if need be. And
you put a Quattro on it too, not just the HD Ultra.
Right. The Quattro can fit on this stand as well, so it's for both Quattro and HD Ultra. We do also make a 60-inch version of it for 60-inch scanners. So, Mr. Brockhouse, let's show them some scans.
Yep. Well, first I want to say, again, the HD Ultra being the flagship, high-end CCD camera-based scanner, we can actually scan to 48-bit raw scans for high-quality originals in color. So let me take this and just feed it in. This is a face-down unit. It has extra sensors so that it can scan the size of my original without having to do a shoe shine. And bam, just that fast, our high-speed PC, USB 3, and the HD Ultra gets our color scan to the PC immediately. I'll also say something about the PCs provided by National Liaison. They're preloaded with Nextimage to make your installations that fast. So we're just going to take and scan some black and white drawings, again, face down on this unit. Or sorry, take and draw some CAD style drawings so you can see when you're doing your productivity, and you're going to probably want it face down in the future for my settings. I can get these scanned through very quickly. Now, additionally, it has that same soft handling mode buttons. So I will select my buttons and go with a medium soft handling. So if I have delicate originals, some original blue prints with taped edges, etc., I may want to use that soft handling function. But I also have the capability, I'm going to grab my original here, of being able to do a mounted board. I simply release my OTAC, which brings this up to a height of almost ½ an inch, and I feed my board in, and then I lower the OTAC down till it's gripping my original. Take it out, and I get ready to feed. And with my soft handling turned on, feeds right through. Okay? And that gives me the ability to do many more projects than I could with a standard scanner. The HD Ultra X, the best scanner you can buy.
Okay, and the final scanner we want to go over today is the Contex SD1 Plus. That's this guy sitting right here. Now this is the 36-inch version. It also comes in a 24-inch version. It is, once again, a CIS scanner. So we've got CIS in SD1 Plus, in the iFlex, and in the Quattro X. The only camera scanner we showed you today was the HD Ultra. It is a very compact scanner. It's made for personal use and for moving around, so it can go from project to project. This scanner is really light. I think this particular one is about 25 pounds. We have it, or we're showing it here, connected to an MFP high stand, so it can sit up above an inkjet printer. We've got it up above our Canon TM300. It ships with a piece of software called Nextimage Free, and it just comes on a USB stick. Nextimage Free does not give you copy capability, but Contex Nextimage Repro would. So if you want to turn this into a MFP, you certainly can. all of the products we showed you here today have high stands available for them to turn them into MFP, to talk to various inkjet and LED devices. Andrew, what did I miss?
Well, it also comes with a Twain driver, so you can run it from other applications.
Right.
And don't forget that the SD1 has a brother product called the SD1MF,
Right.
which includes the same controller that the IQ Flex has. That would allow you, it is more expensive, but it would allow you to make a full functioning copier directly from a integrated interface from the top.
Yeah, without a
scanner.
PC.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
So works great in those places. You know, I saw one in a UPS store the other day. Yeah, with the display up top,
Yeah,
and
they have a lot of them.
make copies or scan to USB or Dropbox. Lots of different ways to utilize this very highly functional, very mobile, inexpensive scanning unit.